In these times of stillness, in these times of quietness, being at home, listening more, I think actually I'm starting to hear a lot more. Messages are coming through more powerfully. A lot of time to sit and ponder and think about things. So I've got a lot to share, and I think that with all of us at home, I think we're all in the same boat. So we just got to put it out there, and we've just got to bring our truth, I think, so others maybe can take some kind of strength in it, because I know that I'm gaining a lot of strength and support and spiritual zhuzhing from other people's posts, because I mean, this is what we're here to do, to hold humanity up, right? So that's exactly what I'm going to do now, with what I'm going to share with you, because I've been talking a lot about twin flames. And it's not just about twin flames, like you've got a special job and you're nothing else if you're not a twin flame. No, because there's twin flames, there's gatekeepers, there's grid keepers, there's earth keepers, there's star seeds. There's so many different spiritual job titles, if you like. And we are all, each and every one of us are either all of them, one of them, three of them. So no job is no better or less than the next one. It's just that obviously me talking about twin flames, that information comes through to me a lot more powerfully than any other job label, as it were. But we all have a part to play, a very powerful part to play in these spiritual times, especially now. So I've spoken briefly before about the 50 vibration in it coming in, and the importance of that, to go back and understand what that was all about back in the Atlantis days, when everything was in its highest consciousness. Sadly, we fell from grace, and it's taken us this long to get back to 5D again. And with this 5D vibration, as I've spoken about, there is a big detox that is happening, which is the coronavirus, which is, do you know what? Veils have been lifted. Darkness is being exposed in constitutions, governments, systems. And I want to bring that to the forefront, because I want to call you all up to now step into your power and understand that what is being communicated to us by these systems and governments and everything like that is that, oh my God, fear-based, we were under attack by this virus. Everybody needs to shut their businesses, and we're collapsing, okay, which is obviously bringing a lot of fear externally, okay? In our reality, it's like, wow, what do we do? But the real war, if you want to use that word, or let's say the real job in hand that has to be addressed and worked with right now, it's actually inside each and every one of us. So it's the war of the light and dark. It's not out there. It's not on a physical plane out there. It's inside. So what I mean by that, and I have referred to this many times before, about how powerful it is. Even before all of this hit, I always used to talk about the importance of taking care of your own patch of grass. Meaning you're part of the grid work. Each and every one of us are. So if we take care of our grass around us and just make sure it's green and beautiful and just looked after, that's all we have to do. Lead by example. And then the next person does the same, then the next person does the same. It's not a big job, but we all do the same. And then all of a sudden, the whole world changes. It's a powerful, powerful thing to think about. So with this, and I'm going to bring it back to twin flame, but twin flames are all about balancing their masculine and feminine to then be able to emanate unconditional love, for then the rest of humanity be able to find their own masculine and feminine balance, and then find their own level of wholeness. So think about that now, that maybe, just maybe, your job right now, which is not to go panicking out there or what you're going to do in inverted commas. It's about how you're going to take responsibility, what's going on inside of you. If you have any past traumas, if you maybe drink a little bit too much, if you like external things which don't necessarily serve your highest good, where can you clean up? Where can you start and embark on a spiritual journey if you're not on one? If you don't meditate, well, guess what? You've got shitloads of time on your hands now. Maybe go onto YouTube and start to meditate. If you are already on your spiritual path, maybe take the time to find out exactly who you are. Are you a grid keeper? Are you an earth keeper? go on a wonderful, fun, exciting journey to go through the layers of who you really are. So there's so much that we can be doing, but it's not out there, it's within us. So when we heighten our vibration, that basically heightens the collective vibration. So by doing that, we go back to that patch of grass syndrome, okay? Which basically, if your vibration is high and you've meditated that day and you've cleared some junk and some baggage you don't need, you're not just doing it for yourself, you're doing it for everyone. So that's a huge responsibility, but then not an undoable one in your waking day. And you have this time now as being gifted to you to take your power back. And our power is being taken by the external forces of all of the coronavirus, the fear. I have my own understanding of what this is all about. I never ever thought that this was just a virus that is just making us all sick. It's been planted there. It's been there, put there for control. But as much as the dark can come through in that manner, dark comes from the light. So as much as there's dark, there's always light. So it's how do you choose to look at this epidemic that we're going through? How do you choose to view this? Do you look from it from a place of fear, which means if you do, you're going to just see death and destruction and loss and scarcity and all of the rest of it? But if you come from a place of 5D vibration, light, which is in each and every one of us right now, if you want to acknowledge it, if you come from a place of light, you're going to see the changing of the scales. The scales have tipped. You're going to see the light. You're going to see the goodness in all of this, that all of this shit going on needs to fall away. The coronavirus is like an entity and like maybe a bad-tempered ghost in your house. If you are fearful of anything, you are going to charge it. You're going to give it your power. And when it's got your power, you're going to go down with it. But it's no different to like a bully in a playground. If they come up and they start punching on you and all the rest of it, and you're so terrified going, oh my God, I'm going to get beaten up again today. Maybe stand there and go, well, so if I get beaten up, whatever, let's just do that. Who cares? It's going to happen anyway. I don't care. Like, whatever. You disengage from the energy that creates the fear. And then guess what? The bully doesn't know what to do because you're not scared of him or her anymore. And then the whole situation changes. So this is about taking your power back. And this is about going within. This is about going inside and seeing, where can I take my power back inside of me? And really know that if you shift that energy inside of you, the impact on the collective and all of this madness going on out there is going to change. And it just takes each and every one of us to look at this. That's all. And it's really important to remind yourselves, we always say, whatever is going on out there, okay, is a result of what's going inside of you. For example, if you're an angry person and you've got it all locked down in there, you are going to come into contact with people that are just going to have a go at you, fights in the car park, family members that just fight with you. You're just going to attract anger. Why? Because you create from your inner reality. And if your inner reality is anger and aggression, you're going to get it out there. So if your inner reality is fear and, disempowerment and everything like that, you're going to be into this coronavirus and all the shit that's flying out and that we're being told up to your armpits. So check yourself. Check yourself. What I always say to people, when it gets too much out there, go in there. And when you close your eyes and you put your earplugs in and there's just you and your light, there's nothing else. You're in your power. So it's really, really important that we really heed this call to action. And if you're confused about what to do with this, and like I say, it is confusing to some people who have not been on the spiritual path or don't actually know where to start. Basically, stay off social media. Don't engage in it. Go where is beautiful and lovely. I've just sat underneath my tree in the garden under my oak tree for about an hour, 2 hours, and it's been wonderful and divine. And now I'm coming back and I'm doing this video because I want to share that light. I want to share that power. And then after this, I'm going to go and meditate. And then I'm probably going to go and read a very high vibrational spiritual book. Whatever it does to feed my energy, whatever feels good and amazing is going to raise your vibration. Even eating good food, just tap into that. And perhaps I'll do a meditation I'll release another meditation to help us with this. But there is a big conspiracy going on out there, and it is all about control. And the governments will fall, the systems will fall, all of these controlling factors will fall if you disengage from it. It's like bully in the playground again. So what are you going to do to disengage from it is basically the big question. It's within your power. You can do this. You can do this. So with the twin flames, with the grid keepers, with all of the people that are very, very already into their spiritual work, into their work that they do, you know what to do. And I just encourage you and applaud you and, you know, right behind you to really step up to that next level now, to really acknowledge your skill set, your unique soul design, and speak to your guides and say, right, okay, this is what we're doing now. We need to be more active and more proactive in our dream state, in our meditations, in our channels, you know, and it's not always about connecting with each other physicality. Like right now, if I could call in about as many twin flames as I could to message me now and connect, you know what I mean? That would be great and lovely, but I can get a lot more done. If that doesn't happen, I can connect more powerfully energetically by going into my channeled guidance and channeled journeys and connecting with the twin flames, because energy is energy, and doing it that way. So yeah, call to action, time to change this, because there is a much more sinister thing that is going on behind the scenes. And I'm going to share a link of David Icke. He is amazing. There are some things in there that you want to lead. There's some things that you want to keep. Go with what resonates. But it's really important that we open our eyes fully to what is really, really going on out there. And if we are plugged into it, we need to unplug from it, because what you see is not what you get. We need to unplug from the fear and we need to plug into 5D, because this new world is happening, whether they like it or not. And if each and every one of us comes into unconditional love within ourselves, comes into our masculine and feminine balance, if we each and every one does that, the systems fall because they're obsolete. They're not required. Can you think about how powerful that is? And I just want to add to that before I leave. We are, and we have been going on the right tracks, and we are doing what I am telling you can be done, because we wouldn't be in 5D vibration if most of us weren't in the light. Meaning the only reason the scales were tipped, so call this dark for want of a better thing, and call this light. Over the years, we've been working and working and working to raise the vibration of the planet, right? So what's happened is at one point we had dark scales were kind of like much heavier. So they were like this, and we were like losing the battle. And over the years, our vibrations has heightened, and 50 and 50, 50, 50, the vibrations got higher and higher and higher, which means it started to tip the scales. And then we kind of went like that. And that is why the 5D vibration was able to be anchored. Why? Because more of us became of the light and less of the dark. So we're winning right now. So basically, that has only been able to come in because you have done something inside of your internal energy to shift the scales. So we're on the right tracks. We've just got to keep going and know that this isn't futile. It is very, very, very much doable. And we can crush, squash all of this density, anything that is not of wholeness. It can be done because we've done it. We're doing it. We are in 5D vibration. You can't reverse that now. It's anchored in each and every one of us, and therefore it's anchored in the earth. So we got to keep on doing it. We got to keep on going. It is so unbelievably important. So I just leave you with that. It's a lot, but keep on keeping on and get in here, expand here, think here, breathe here. A new world is coming. A new earth is coming. And we're part of it. It's happened already. Disengage with the madness, disengage with the stories, disengage with what you're being told by the controlling factor, the governments, the systems, because it ain't true. So, peace. Keep on going. Keep on going.